We wanted to launch this report and do it in a public way to let people know that it is a big deal to not just say we're going to be 100% clean electricity by 2035, but to have a path forward and a menu of options so that we could actually have some specificity about how we get there. And I'm just going to spend about 5 minutes giving you a little bit of an idea about where this came from. And then what's really neat is that you can go online and download the report and read all 15 pages and the other 100 pages of appendices at the leisure with a beer at night or have over a cup of coffee in the morning. So we're not going to bore you with the details, but there's a couple really important pieces to mention. As Mayor Engen said, this is really about people coming together. It's about people thinking about how we're smarter with our energy use, using less energy, using it in better ways, using solar energy. You know, again, hopefully you've met Dan and Becky with SBS Solar, or Travis over here with Jordan Solar, and talked about solar energy. But we can't just do it piecemeal. At some point, we really want to pull it together and make it something real and something meaningful and lead other cities in Montana. So I'm going to just jump forward and say that about a year ago, we were all kind of poking around the edges around how to make goals and actually how to make something happen. And an individual who's a friend of a lot of people in this community and beyond, Tom Platt, came to us and said, you know, I want to do this. I want to make this happen. Tom had a renewable energy business. He basically made the Poplar Farm happen, which is a really pretty fascinating farm that grows trees with our waste effluents and keeps the effluent out of the river over at the wastewater treatment plant. And anyway, Tom came and he just came with an amazing amount of energy and also brilliance. And he started meeting with people, and he started getting us together. And in about 6 months, we had the beginnings of a real plan. And Tom was a little contract with the city to do this work, but most of it he did just because he was passionate about building a better future for his now 12-year-old son and for everybody. And it was a brilliant and beautiful thing to witness and to be a part of, and he sucked us all in, and we couldn't not be involved in this project and not carry it forward. So as people might know, Tom was diagnosed with cancer just this summer, and he passed away less than 2 weeks ago. And it was pretty wild because at his remembrance, which was just last Monday, all his friends spoke about how his whole life he's been a man of action and he's been all in. And it just coincides beautifully with where we are in Missoula with being all in, and where people are right now with the we are still in across the world to addressing climate change and to building a better future. So this plan is dedicated to Tom, and it's inspired me to be all in, because we really can make this happen. What we did with Tom was we decided to start researching, you know, Missoula's energy use, what we know about it, and then what we could do, how we could get to 100% clean electricity. And the only kind of technical piece I'll just dive into a little bit is we do have a lot of renewable energy here in Missoula already. We have people with solar panels on the roofs. We have solar panels on the parking garage. And then the energy received from Northwestern Energy and Missoula Electric Co-op, the utility and the co-op that serves our area, not all of it is fossil fuel based. About 60% of Northwestern Energy is considered clean. So our idea with this report is to figure out how much electricity is probably still, as best as we can tell, powered by fossil fuel, and that's about 300 megawatt hours a year, if you want to, and that's again where the technical details come in here. But we have some data that shows where we are today, and we have some ideas and some data that says how much of that is still coming from fossil fuel use, whether it's coal or thermal energy from a natural gas power plant. And then what we want to do is we want to take that 40% of dirty energy and add new, clean, renewable energy, ideally right here in Missoula, or maybe it's wind in Montana a little bit farther afield. But what we did in this report is we came up with some ways that we could get to that 100% over the course of the next almost 2 decades. And we have about 8 different options. Some of them are Again, some things like keep doing what we're doing, put solar panels on your home. One of them is, of course, energy efficiency and conservation, just shrinking the size of that pie. And then there's some pretty exciting ideas that we have not done in this state. Some of it is because of regulatory, we bump up against regulatory issues. We need to change some things at our state legislature with the Public Service Commission and work with Northwestern Energy. But we have ideas for green tariffs. We have ideas for franchise agreements. We have ideas for some other technical pieces where consumers and big users of energy can come together and really reduce their use. And that's what this report is. It's some specificity, not just ambition, but it's specificity. And then the last thing is, it's not a done deal. It's just a bunch of ideas that we are launching as a starting point. And we really need people to weigh in and help us decide which of the 8 options we put in here might be good or we should pursue. What did we miss? What's crazy? What's not going to ever happen? And where do we start with our energy? Because we are still in. And so what we have is we have this report online. We have appendices all that go with it online, and we even have a comment form online. So if you're curious, you can actually go through the report and then comment about it. You can say, yes, we love this, or you can say, you guys are absolutely crazy. Let us know. And then work together as a group and as a community to to put this forward and to get version 2.0 and to start working with other cities in the state and with our utilities to really make this happen. So, in honor of Tom and the work he did and in honor of the energy in this community, we're not going to just put a report forward, we're going to make it happen. And that's where we'll need everybody to be all in, like Tom has been and like so many people in this community are. So that's what, again, the report is, and I think Abby even has. We didn't. It's a zero waste event, so we didn't produce 50 copies of these. We have like 2, but again, it's online, and we're happy to share that. Have people actually, venture forth and give us your good ideas and make it real. And so again, my job has been to help take the work that was started with Tom and work with Chase and move this into this stage. And then we're going to all work together to keep it going.